Today, Mars is barren, but was there ever life on it? Were there trees, rivers, oceans, and aliens on Mars? If so, what caused life to disappear from the planet? And what could have happened that transformed a once lush and vibrant Mars into a desolate red desert? What is the current state of Mars? How do its valleys, deserts, volcanoes, and land appear? Is there an atmosphere on Mars? And will humans be able to establish a colony there in the future? In today's intriguing video, we will uncover these mysteries related to Mars as we embark on a fascinating journey across the planet and observe real footage of the desolate planet Mars. But first, a small request: please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Our home, Earth, is the only planet in the solar system where water exists in a liquid state. It has favorable land, atmosphere, magnetic field, gravity, and ecosystems, which is why 8.7 million species, including intelligent humans, reside here. Meanwhile, our neighboring planet Mars lies desolate. But did you know that about 450 million years ago, the situation was completely the opposite? Due to its proximity to the scorching sun, Earth's atmosphere was hot, while Mars fell within the sun's habitable zone. Thus, while thousands of volcanoes were erupting on Earth, clean rivers of water began flowing on Mars, which has been confirmed by various orbiters and rover missions sent to the planet. But how did life initially develop on Mars? How did it perish? Scientists believe that life first began in the oceans of water present on Mars, specifically in the form of microorganisms, meaning very small bacteria. Nearly all theories related to evolution assert that life on any planet starts with unicellular organisms. Over time, these small beings gain the capacity to evolve and begin transforming into various types of life forms. After millions of years, some species among them take the form of an evolved civilization, just like us humans, and we refer to the intelligent beings living on Mars as Martian aliens. Scientists have sent 48 Mars missions to unveil the secrets of Mars' past, out of which around 40 missions have been successful. According to the information gathered from these missions, life on Mars likely evolved similarly to Earth through a step-by-step evolutionary process. This means that life probably began there, first as small bacteria in the oceans. Over time, these microscopic organisms may have evolved into more complex marine creatures. It is believed that just as marine life on Earth emerged onto land in search of food, a similar process must have occurred on Mars, leading these creatures to gradually settle on the Martian surface and evolve into more advanced species. However, before these Martian aliens could become an intelligent species like humans, a major crisis loomed over Mars, wiping out all traces of life overnight. We're talking about the immense asteroid that destroyed every form of life on Mars. In fact, millions of years ago, a massive asteroid was hurtling through the solar system towards Mars at high speed. Before long, it entered Mars' atmosphere and collided violently with its surface. The asteroid was so massive that when it struck Mars, it released energy equivalent to thousands of atomic bombs. This impact caused such severe damage to Mars' surface that its upper layer was ejected rapidly into the atmosphere. During this time, boiling mineral-rich rocks and fine dust particles spread throughout Mars' atmosphere. As a result of this catastrophe, a colossal cloud of dust and debris rose in Mars' sky, blocking sunlight from reaching the surface. And due to the lack of light, the water, oxygen, and microorganisms present on Mars began to gradually perish. Along with this, the intense heat from volcanic eruptions made the situation even more serious. Because of this heat, the water on Mars started to evaporate, and eventually the surface completely dried up. After this catastrophic event, life on Mars ended in its early stages. Since then, due to changes that occurred over thousands of years, almost all of Mars' water has dried up, and the planet has transformed into a desolate and barren form. But to understand what Mars looks like today, let's embark on an interesting journey to Mars, where we will understand the current condition of Mars through real footage and animated videos, while also searching for evidence of water on this deserted planet. So let's begin our journey. Friends, when you step onto Mars and look at the sky at night, you see a shining small, which is our planet Earth. This picture was taken by NASA's Curiosity rover roaming on Mars. On the other hand, you can also see Mars' two moons, Phobos and Deimos. In the morning on Mars, sunrise happens like this. Our sun also looks like a yellow ball here, but due to the greater distance, it appears smaller compared to Earth. Many times, clouds can also be seen in the sky in this sunlight. Now, as we move a little further in our journey, the northern pole of Mars is covered by a thick layer of ice, much like many icy regions on our Earth. However, this is a type of dry ice. The next stop on our journey through Mars is the Casey Valley, located in the southern part of Mars. This valley is a marvel in itself. It is said that Casey Valley is 10 times larger than the largest valley on Earth, which is the Grand Canyon in the USA. Meanwhile, there is a valley on Mars known as Valles Marineris, which is also called the Grand Canyon of Mars. This valley is 3,000 kilometers long, 600 kilometers wide, and 8 kilometers deep, and scientists believe that billions of years ago, oceans may have flowed from this very location on Mars. Those who have sculpted this valley into something so incredible that it can even be seen from space. Midini, there are vast plains where NASA's Opportunity rover landed, and it unveiled many mysteries of Mars through its landing site for the first time in pictures. In this photo, several bedrock formations were found, containing stories of Mars' past, and NASA's team studied these photos and stated that these rocks were formed from the impact of water waves. They also found traces of flowing water on the stones, which clarified that billions of years ago, water was present on the surface of Mars. The next wonder of Mars is Olympus Mons. This is not only the largest volcano on Mars, but also in the entire solar system, standing at 22,000 meters high, making it 2.5 to 3 times taller than Earth's highest mountain, Mount Everest. Now let's move on to our next destination, which is the surface of Mars. Friends, at some point, you all must have wondered why Mars is called the Red Planet. So let me tell you that there is a plethora of iron oxide in the sand of Mars, which is why the surface of Mars appears red. Here, you see barren, desolate land filled with sand, stones, and mountains all around. Now, if we talk about the atmosphere of Mars, it is a volatile planet where sandy storms are a constant occurrence and dust whirlwinds keep rising. Therefore, the environment here is always sandy and dense. The gravitational pull here is about 35% that of Earth, but the dust stirred up by the sandy whirlwinds often remains suspended in the atmosphere for months without settling on the ground. Because of these sandy storms, sunlight sometimes fails to reach the surface of Mars. For instance, in 2007, when the most horrific sandstorm on Mars occurred, sunlight couldn't reach many parts of its surface for almost 6 months. A similar storm took place in 2019, which impacted NASA's Opportunity rover. In fact, the dust storms damaged several parts of this rover, and due to lack of sunlight for several days, its battery could not be charged, ultimately leading to it saying goodbye to us forever. So that's all for today, but if you want to know how a human colony will be established on Mars in the future, please write next part in the comment box. Also, let us know if we should leave Earth and settle somewhere else in space. I hope you liked this video. If yes, please like and share it, and subscribe to our channel while ringing the bell for more interesting videos. Thanks.